here from pickinglessons.com. In this mandolin lesson, we're going to take a look at this great tune, Bonaparte Crossing the Rhine. There are two variations. We've got the basic melody and a more advanced variation as well. In a moment, we're going to take a look at the basic melody, but if you head to pickinglessons.com, you're able to get yourself a copy of the tab that we're working from. Plus, we'll have the next part of this lesson where we'll take a look at part B of the basic melody, also the advanced variations of A and B as well. So pickinglessons.com. Okay, so let's start out with a slow playthrough, then we'll break it down and have a look at some of the hand positions and take a look at some exercises to help us learn the tune. Basic melody, part A. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's the basic melody for part A. Now we're in the key of D, and our left hand position pretty much is following this open position fingering that we would normally find, so second fret with our first finger, our second finger on fret 3 or 4, depending on which melody note we need, and then the third finger's on fret 5. So just from the beginning there, those two pickup notes, we've got second finger and third finger there covering those. Keep an eye on the tablature, the fingering marking is in there if you get lost. So moving on, measure 1. This rhythm is a little bit of a feature. We've got a dotted quarter note into an eighth note, 2 quarter notes. So 1, 2, and 3, 4. A dotted quarter note is 1.5 beats. That eighth note is a half a beat. So 1, 2, and 3, 4. Picking for this rhythm, down, up, down, down. We're trying to play down on the beat, so that eighth note is an upstroke so we can play down on the next beat. Really, really nice to keep that consistent. Moving through the half note next, 1, 2, 3, 4. So keep an eye on the longer notes. In this basic melody, we have more longer notes in our rhythm. Measure 3 and measure 4, we have here, worth practicing, these two measures. It's really the busiest portion of this basic melody. So measure 3, that little exercise is a great way to get your picking moving. Down, up, down, up, down. So the eighth note's there into that third beat. Down, up, down, up, down. Left hand there, first and third fingers. Really following that picking direction. Down, up, down, up, down. Down, up, down, up, down. So that's about as busy as it's going to get in this basic melody. So do work on that picking if you're getting stuck. Down, up, down, down. Much easier to play it in that way than sticking to all downs. It's going to be a little too quick up to tempo otherwise. We have a similar thing in measure 4. On beat 2, the down up there. So down, down, up, down, down. So those two measures are about as hard as it gets for the right hand. Otherwise, the rest is pretty open. So looking at measure 5, that dotted quarter note again. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Picking down, up, down, down. Measure 6. All quarter notes, all down strokes. Second finger there on fret 4, the F sharp. Rhythm, counting the rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Count your rhythm. Make sure you hold the long notes, follow the picking for the right hand, it's all marked in the tablature, and your left hand is just sitting in that open position there. So do keep an eye on all those things. As we bring the tempo up as we're learning it, consistency is really important. So really make sure you're sticking to those ideas. Now at this point here, we hit the repeat, we go back to the beginning again. Beginning of part A, play the first 4 bars, Then we skip over to the second ending. So in the music, we're looking at measure 9. So basically we play from measure 1 through to measure 8, repeat back to the beginning, measure 1, 2, 3, and 4 the second time, and then into measure 9, the second ending. So measure 9, same as before over the G, so measure 10. So measure 10 here is a variation, it's over the A chord, all quarter notes. Then measure 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that upstroke, and measure 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's the basic melody for part A. Remember to count your rhythm. Keep an eye on which pick direction you need, with the down or the up, depending on where the melody note falls. And then our left-hand fingers are pretty straightforward. They're very consistent. Consistency is the key. So when you're learning a melody, whether it's easy or hard, doesn't really matter. Consistency as you're learning it will help you play it when the tempo increases. Okay, so there's the basic melody for part A. So when you're ready, jump on over to the next lesson, which is part B, and we'll have a look at that basic melody as well. We'll talk about the form of the tune, and then also at pickinglessons.com you'll find the lessons for part A and B of the advanced variation as well. pickinglessons.com. I'll see you there.